Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 263. Today's episode, we are going to finally make the adjustments to the team that I wanted to do so that the team can be complete and we can properly get stuck in to our weekend league. So if you do enjoy, right off the get-go, do me a favour on this Sunday. Hit me with a thumbs up. Can we get 3,000 likes? That would be the dream. I think you can make it happen. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Why not? It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And you can keep up with all the episodes and all of that good stuff. So, I have adjusted the team's formation because I sort of got it in my head, obviously, that I wanted to make a couple of changes. I wanted to bring Ilicic out. So the other Brazilian instead of Fred is, we're going to give a second go to Gabriel. Right, so he's a 92 rated. He's going to be like my box-to-box midfielder. I know he's only got 80 pace, but everything else looks really good. And I saw a couple of people saying, hey, Tom, you might have sold him a little bit quick. He was really good for me. So we'll give him another shot, all right? We'll happily give him another go to see if he's any good. Like, he's more interesting than using Fred at this point, I think. So I'll happily buy him for the 60k that he costs. It was either that or like Renato Augusto, and I don't think he looks as good as Gabriel. So we sort of defaulted back to the Liga NOS player rather than the CSL player because yeah, that was about the only other player, or like Paulinho, and obviously we don't have the funds for that. So I crafted with the remaining rares that were in my club, and literally all of them that I had left, I was able to craft 3 80+ packs. And I opened them at 6 PM on Friday night when League on TOTS came out, just to see if we could maybe get anything. Unfortunately, we don't get any blues because, I mean, we're allergic to getting them lately, aren't we? We do get a blue. We get a blue Falcao, the wrong type of blue. It wasn't a TOTS. So I saw a Johnathan pop up at 250k when he was currently about 280 or something like that. So I just snapped. I had it in my head that if I saw him at 250 again, he's been sat over 300k all this time. If I saw him over at 250 again, that would be my buy price. Whether or not he then drops down from there is another thing. Like, I assume that he probably will, because lastly making money is just, like, it was a freak occurrence what happened in yesterday's or a couple of days video ago. Like, I'm sure he'll be like 112k and we'll lose more than we gained that other time. But at least that time we did gain. So yeah, Johnathan, welcome finally to the club so that we can actually use you and play games with you. I'm genuinely, this is one of the most exciting TOTS players for me. For some reason, I just really like the look of this guy's card. 4-star skill, 5-star weak foot, all the 92 stats there just look genuinely very good. And considering we have a lot of Brazilians in the team, it's kind of easy to get him in there, isn't it, on a lot of soft links. And then obviously, we just have to like rearrange the squad again, position modifiers here, there, and everywhere, which is also okay. It doesn't really matter because most of them were already in the club. I did go out and buy something to bring down Insigne and stuff like that. I didn't have any left wings to left mids left. And also, again, based on feedback, the idea that a sniper was to go on Johnathan was not necessarily the one. You guys definitely preferred the thought of an engine, so we've gone out and spent more money to put an engine on the Brazilian, and we're going to leave Maestro on Insigne, and then everybody else I'm absolutely fine with. Oh, Gabriel, the other new player, is also on an engine because he's got like ridiculous defensive and physical stats as it is, and I want him to be the box-to-box, like the midfielder that is able to push up. So with that, I am going to try and get his pace up, his agility and balance up a little bit. Like, they're the areas that kind of bug me. So I'm trying my very best to get them to be as high as possible with the engine chem style. And I guess same with Johnathan. His shooting stats already look good enough, and the fact that he's 4-star, 5-star means that his shot's probably going to be great anyway, right? Let's just make him as fast and agile as he can possibly be. Numbers for the squad. Obviously, this is just to show you that Johnathan will be number 9, and he will be like my R9, my Brazilian striker with the 5-star weak foot. So he will be forever known as J9 from this point on. So if you hear me mentioning J9, it is in reference to Johnathan on the pitch, and you'll probably understand that as time goes on. So this was the first game I went into in this little session. This was still Friday night, by the way. After 6 p.m, I'd waited for the prices to drop. That's when we bought the players, and then we had the team built. I had some dinner, and it was time to go on a little Friday night entrance into the Foot Champions Weekend League at 2-0. I think we only played a couple of games in yesterday's episode, didn't we? So, the first team I come up against, I concede a rebound as the very first goal. And I'm like, oh, please don't. No, it's just not what I want in this session. I want it to be so much more than that. But yeah, I concede a rebound to the Japanese striker in the Bundesliga, who does look very good, by the way. We are able to equalise like this, though, which... That is a strange goal off the bar and then in off the goalkeeper, which very much reminds me, as an Ipswich Town fan, very much reminds me of the goal that Ipswich conceded when we went to Wembley 20 years ago. The very first goal. Craig Hignett smashed the ball from distance in off the bar, but it came off of Richard Wright's back. You won't get that if you're not an Ipswich fan, but it was just topical because it was 20 years ago the other day that we went to Wembley and got to the Premier League. And as an Ipswich fan, probably one of the best days of my life. So I end up getting equalised on, and it was yet another rebound for the Japanese striker. 2 goals this guy has scored, both of them rebounds off of my goalie. Allison, you're a 97 rated Team of the Year keeper. Push it out. But push it out further, or hold it, grasp it. You're about as good as it gets in terms of stats for a goalie. However, we push forward. Johnathan turning inside nicely, utilising the fact that he can shoot on either foot, getting himself another goal. And I'm just absolutely loving the fact that he scored a couple of goals for me so far on his debut. Roberto Carlos knocks it into Thomas Muller. Good save from Allison. Straight into the path of Kamada again. So 3 rebounds for him. 3 goals for him, 3 rebounds for him. I was not happy. I as the COD players tend to say, I lost full. Like, I think that means you lose full composure and you start raging, right? That's basically where I was at. But we were able to get the hat-trick goal with J9. 4-3. On the scoreline, and it looks as though if we can just hold on, we can get the win for this game, which is exactly what happens. Yeah, tough one. A real tough one to start the day. Like, that guy his team was real nice, you know. It had lots of great Bundesliga players in it. It just so happens that the goals he scored were kind of meh, kind of trash, the ones that we don't want to concede. So I was a little on edge going into the next game, and I see all of these great players. I see Mahrez and Richarlison. Oh, man, this is going to be a tough one. Lots of red players. So he's obviously an avid Foot Champs player, especially during TOTS. I go 1-0 down to a Richarlison header from a corner, which is very unusual. And I got the full celebration and replay treatment, which I guess was just his way to try and wind me up, which is, yeah, I would agree, it worked. He then goes 2-0 up, again, full celebration, full replay. This time from Red Tony Kroos. We used him last week, actually really liked him in the end, so I know that he is a great player. But look at that. I'm getting destroyed, man. Absolutely destroyed. So I guess... Second half, we had to change things up a little bit. I brought, like, Axel... did I bring anyone on, actually? I actually didn't. I don't think I made any changes off the rip. But maybe I put, like, high pressure on or something just to try and get into the game a little bit more. And we scored really early on, 49 minutes on the clock. I think at some point as well, you'll find me bringing on... Oh, the pause has been queued there. That was when I wanted to try and bring on Witsel. And it turns out I actually was able to get the goal as well to get to 2-2. Great stuff. You know, we've brought this game back. We were losing 2-0 against a good player. Somehow managed to bring it back. However, Richarlison into Messi, out to Gnabry. I've completely read it and blocked it with Wan-Bissaka, but then a terrible touch from me means that Messi gets the ball back and so forth. The play commences and he scores a goal with Van de Beek. And then, of course, at this stage, it was make or break. Lastly, classically threw the kitchen sink at him, and instead of getting the equaliser, I conceded on the counter, which is totally fine. He was a very good player. I probably shouldn't have got the 2 goals that I did, so we can take that. I mean, I'm a little bit wound up because the last 2 games have been incredibly tough. But, you know, so be it. Like, we move on. And we get so fortunate. Look at that for a squad in the Weekend League at the end of May. That is a very, very underpowered team. Like, that doesn't reach the power curve whatsoever. And I was wondering, I was just a little bit scared. Maybe this is like one of the pros that have started a road to glory and just, like, you know, over the last couple of days has managed to get a squad like that. It wasn't the case. This was just someone that I guess is a real casual to the game and hadn't had the chance to build up his squad, or maybe doesn't get the time to do so. But hey, it's also the Weekend League and I am in there to try and get as many wins as possible. So no let up here from me, and I'm able to get up to 2-0 after 19 minutes on the clock. Next up, sorry, I just wanted to put my phone on silent there. Next up, we push the ball out wide. Douglas Costa is there. Jonathan's making his way into the box. Good ball in. Jonathan smashes it. Near post. Another goal for the Brazilian. J9 on the scoreboard, and we are 3-0 up. And that is when he decided to rage quit. And again, I don't blame him. I think if my team had been that mismatched to my opponents and I was 3-0 down so early, it's like, yeah, it's fine. You would quit, wouldn't you? Like, although I have been very much trying to not quit lately. So, I don't think I'm going to reach level 30 this time around. We've got less than a week to go, and I'm at about 20,000 XP away. It's because I haven't been playing Rivals and stuff for the last few weeks, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't need to get that Mario Götze under the power curve. Never going to get him, and never going to use him. So that's, again, okay that we're not going to make that. But at least we reached the final pack. So the 50k pack. Hoping for a TOTS in... Not even a board? What is going on with the packs lately? I've said it every episode for like the last few weeks. Where's the pack luck? Yeah, we get 81s. 81s. And only one French League player as well. So like when it comes to Monday or Sunday night or whenever the upgrade packs come out, like I'm only going to have one rare to do that with. So I'm not gonna be able to do any of them, am I? I was a little scared coming up against this guy in his team. He had a TOTS Haaland, a TOTS Son, lots of other good players. So it was definitely time to worry. But right off the get-go, neither of our formations changed. Like I guess we both adjusted our custom tactics. I went ultra attacking. I double checked I went ultra attacking, but I was still having Gabriel up front. I was like, my players weren't moving. And nor were his. And I was able to like actually somehow get 2 goals really early on. And it was after the second goal that they seemed to get into the right position. So it took 2 kickoffs. Or 3 kickoffs, so I guess, in order for that to actually like stick. And everyone's formations and positions to go into place. Which was annoying. But he scored after my second goal. And I was able to reinstate the 2-goal lead a little bit later on, closer towards half-time. Insigne then trying to wiggle around in the box. He's been very quiet lately for me, actually, at the start of this Weekend League. I have to admit, he has been... I'd hope for a little bit more, and I think it's probably because I'm playing him out as a wide cam. But Neymar, in that space, right outside the edge of the box, you know I'm going to hit a top spin, and you know, of course, that is going to lead to a goal, which leads to a rage quit. So I actually get 2 rage quits in a row. But it's sort of like, I almost forgot about that instantly, because it just felt like the rest of this Weekend League had been such a chore, like, so far it's just been really tough. But we have had 2 rage quits in a row, so I guess I have to be thankful for that. And then I came up against this. That is one meta team, and that is one skillful team. And I just knew that I was in trouble. I knew that I was in big, big trouble. But anyway, Johnathan plays a beaut of a ball past Rio Ferdinand into Neymar, and the fact that he just rushed his keeper out there gave me the idea. The chip idea, and it worked out perfectly for me because the ball goes in and we're 1-0 up. Di Maria was then just like wiggling, and I couldn't keep up with this guy. If I'm honest, he was called Joga Benito, and yeah, he is definitely like a skiller, and I could not keep up with it at all. Defensive wise, I am abysmal in this game right here. Try not to watch my defensive clips because it is embarrassing. But straight off of kickoff, when he scored, I ran up the other end. I was able to win myself a penalty. Neymar's going to step up, and I bluffed him to go left, so I think he's going to dive that way. And I went kind of down the middle, a little bit to the side, and he did dive the way that I initially had the head movement going. But it didn't last long because Di Maria's in the box again, and we all know what a problem he is. Thomas Muller gets a rebound goal. It's classic. This time a rebound off one of my defenders. But at half-time, yeah, it's like it looks a lot closer than it is, but I've been 60-40'd on possession, and I just feel like this guy was maybe toying with me a little bit. But again, we're trying to hold our own here. Maybe, you know, at least get back into the game because, again, we're losing now. And that is exactly what we do. Ryan Kent, obviously, the dream super sub, is able to just ball roll past Rio, into Johnathan, into Kent, back to Johnathan again. And he is never going to miss that shot from there. So 3-all. But kind of straight after that, Thomas Muller gets in from the corner. And so he faked me that one time. He'd been doing that corner the whole game where he knocks it into Muller and he drags it back, tries to get to the byline to knock it across. And that's why I was trying to defend that way, but then he got too much space and he curled it around. I don't know. It was annoying. But we were able to get another equaliser. We're taking this game to extra time, boys. 4-all. It's not as far apart as you think it is, you know. We've actually been able to score goals. Maybe we can sneak a winner here. Then he gets the corner again. He does the exact same routine that he'd done 10 times before. This time, ball goes straight through Witsel. I mean, it's like flashback Witsel. I don't understand how he doesn't block that. And then, of course, the goalie saves it. He scores a rebound, and he wins off of a rebound. So, it was a deserved loss, but at the same time, like, the way that we lost it was hard to take, and I was definitely salty about that one. That is for sure. But again, it probably would have been unfair if we came away with the victory in that one, because he was such a good player. I had a little look at his account, like his profile, to see if I could see if he was like an elite player or something. The only picture I could see was from FIFA 17, where he got 37 wins out of 40 games in the weekend league, back when it used to be 40 games. So I would assume he was a good player, at least back in the day anyway, and he definitely was in the game that I played against him. So yeah, I mean, Johnathan's got 7 goals and 5 assists in 5 games. He's like caught up with Neymar already on my Excel spreadsheet. Insigne's been quiet. Douglas Costa's been alright. Gabriel I tend to bring off because, yeah, like, he's kind of clunky still, even with the engine. But I think he's a more interesting player, and he's actually been doing quite well intercepting, passing and stuff. More interesting player to me than Fred anyway, so I'm glad that we've got him. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap things up for the episode. Do me a favour and hit the thumbs up button. I'd love to see your support. That would be amazing. 3,000 likes. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I thank you for that. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below, everyone. Have a lovely day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take it easy. Relax. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.